Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day. Welcome to today's episode of How You Get Aft. I'm your host, Louis Rossman. Today we're going to be revisiting a video that I did in this channel about 4 years ago. It's almost a 4-year anniversary of a video that was done by Coalition of Safe and Secure Data in Massachusetts that was funded by GM, Toyota, Honda, Nissan, and Ford. That was a video that was supposed to be going over how dangerous it would be if independent mechanics could fix your car. This video utilized the pain, the trauma, the misery that sexual assault victims had went through, and it misused that information. It misused that trauma and misery to fearmonger people out of their consumer rights, that you would believe that if you went to get your car fixed by an independent mechanic, you might end up like this woman who's getting stalked, beaten, and potentially sexually assaulted in a parking lot. The people that came up with this video are complete and utter pieces of garbage. They were implying that anybody could get access to the data inside of your vehicle so that they could stalk you. And one of the things I love about my channel, one of the things I love about the community in my channel in the comment section is that most of the people in the comment section of my channel, they ask the right questions. Rather than just saying, that's not true, they ask the question about what was true. Why is my car collecting data on me? Why does my car figure out where I am, what I'm doing, who I am? Why does my car know that? My car should know nothing about me other than its license plate and its VIN number. That's the only data that I want in my vehicle. And the reason that your vehicle is collecting information on you is a very good, damn good reason for that. And that is advertising. Nowadays, every company wants to advertise to you in order to make money. It's not just companies that provide you free services like Google. It's also companies where you've already paid for the service, whether you're talking about a cheap $300 television or a $4,000 LG, whether you're talking about your 1994 Mercury Tracer, which actually shouldn't be insulting, in spite of the fact that that is one of those 40-year-old virgin cars, it does not spy on you, or we're talking about a new $60,000 Cadillac, you are dealing with a car that wants to collect as much data as possible on you so that it can spy on you. Whether we're talking about cars, whether we're talking about Google, or whether we're talking about banks, the problem that we have nowadays is everybody is collecting as much data as they can on you so that they can spy on you. And guess who's doing it now? Ford. Take a look at this patent that just came out recently. This is almost more ridiculous than the patent that came out several years ago that I called the Black Mirror patent, where Ford had a patent on a car that could repo itself. Because of course, before you can even get full self-driving working properly, let's talk about getting a car that could repo itself. Today's patent is going to be on advertising to you within your car. This is a patent that Ford came out with because they don't have enough issues to already fucking deal with all of their... Like, I don't know, anybody see how the Mach-E, this is their first real electric vehicle and the battery connector would melt and corrode inside? Like, you don't have better things to focus on fixing than this. But check this out over here. This is a patent application by Ford, and this is for in-vehicle advertisement presentation systems. So one of them over here, it talks about preferences for advertisements from any one or more of the audio signals within the vehicle and/or historical data. Selecting a number of advertisements to present to the user during the trip, which is going to be based on the audio data. Now, what are they talking about? Are they talking about audio data as in, am I listening to Dream Theater or Alice in Chains? Do I like when James LaBrie sings, or do I specifically skip over every single song timestamp where he sings, like going to 512 on Lie, 755 in Blind Faith, 815 in Scarred, 440 on Goodnight Kiss, 755 in Blind Faith. I think 755 is actually a dual timestamp because you get a really good part on Blind Faith, but you also get a really cool part of Stream of Consciousness at the same timestamp. Something to think about. Something to think about. But in all seriousness, are they trying to figure out my preferences based on what I'm listening to? No, they're going to figure out your preferences based on listening to you. Because now, cars have microphones in them. Cars don't only have a microphone in them nowadays so that you can make a call without having to bring on your own Bluetooth hands-free headset. They also have microphones in them aside from that so that they can take away all of your buttons and knobs, because it is cheaper to simply have some piece of shit IKEA desk with a knockoff iPad in the middle rather than give you actual buttons for things anymore. So you'll have cars like a Tesla, this complete piece of garbage over here, that when you don't have buttons for these things anymore. So if you want to turn on your windshield wipers, you hit the voice command button and then say turn on windshield wiper, and then it says turn on windshield viper, command not understood. Your car has a microphone in it, which means that as long as it has a microphone on it, they can listen to everything that you're saying because they have a SIM card in the car that allows them to report that information back to them at any given time that they want. And now that information is going to be used to advertise to you. And one example, the controller may monitor user dialogue to detect when individuals are in a conversation. The number of ads may be intrusive if individuals are engrossed in conversation, because it's totally not intrusive to advertise to me inside of the fucking vehicle that I paid $30,000 for using information that you have collected on me on a microphone inside my vehicle without my consent! Fuck you! Thus, the level of interaction or conversation may be measured by detecting overlapping or frequent speech from individuals, and this data may be used to increase or decrease ad delivery numbers. Another example, when conversation is detected, visual or UI-based ads may be presented rather than audio ads. Audio ads, or ads that may include audio media, may be reserved for situations when user dialogue is not detected for a selectable period of time, such as 5 minutes. Other periods of time can be used. So you're listening to when I'm talking all the time. You're keeping notes. Here's how many people are in the car. Here's what they're saying. Here's when they're saying it. We're going to have a lesson at the end of this video, and I hope you stay on for it. Preference for ads that the user likes or dislikes may be inferred from user actions. For example, the user ad may be presented on the HMI that requests the user click a button or speak a word when to receive a promo code. When the user completes the action as requested, the system can record such action as a positive behavior and user preference. Great, now we're fucking lab rats, where this is a good reaction and that is a bad reaction. What are they going to start doing? Turning the fucking seat heaters into shockers? Another example, the system can learn what types of ads annoy or irritate the user from keywords or phrases spoken by the user when the ads are presented to them. You know, another way that you could figure that out, another way you could figure out whether your ads piss me off or not, it's when I don't buy your fucking car. How about when your sales figures tank? How about when average everyday people start paying attention to this shit and they realize, wait a second, I could buy a 4-year-old used car that has none of this bullshit. It's like $8,000 cheaper. And I don't get spied on. On to the lesson of today's video. So what is it that I'm trying to get across here? Because many people will say that I complain about these problems. I don't actually do anything to try and get them solved. Forget about the fact that I've had 50-page white papers written for the FTC by lawyers that got paid over $100,000. Forget about 10 years of showing up to legislatures. Forget about thousands of videos showing you how to do repairs that I say the manufacturer didn't show you how to do. Forget about every other piece of my body of work. I apparently don't do anything about these problems. I don't suggest people do anything that will move towards a solution. What is the solution to this one? It's a very simple one. And I'll wait. Come on, I want to get time for the class to get caught up. What do you do? How do you solve this? What's the root cause of this problem? Advertising. Advertising. All of this non-stop data collection, all of this hula roofing, trying to figure out as much as humanly possible about every single individual on the planet, where you eat, when you shit, how you shit, whether the texture of it, what your relationship status is, how your relationship, all this other crap is because they make money off of advertising to you. So the way to fix this is to not watch ads. It is to avoid advertisements as much as humanly possible. I went over that in this video that has a statement in it, in all caps, in the thumbnail, called Block All Ads. I'm talking about Chase Bank, who is using purchase history for targeted advertisements. And one of the ways one of the reasons that this actually works is because we watch ads, we listen to ads, we view ads. And because we view ads, there is money in this entire industry. As long as we view ads, advertisers will continue to pay to get access to this type of data or to be able to advertise to particular demographics, even if they're not accessing specific data on who you are. We want to advertise to somebody who fits XYZ characteristics. As long as advertisers are willing to spend billions upon billions of dollars to advertise to a very specific demographic of people, there is going to be a gold rush to find out exactly who that demographic of people are and figure out how to hammer them home with that particular advertisement. We are blaming Google, we're blaming the car company, we're blaming all these other people rather than the people that actually, we're blaming Chase Bank. We're blaming the car manufacturer, we're blaming Google, but at the end of the day, we're only blaming Ghislaine Maxwell. We need to be also blaming the pedophile, not just the person that facilitated the pedophile's access to somebody that could not consent to it. We need to blame the advertiser, and the way that we blame the advertiser and the way that we hold the advertiser accountable is to not watch their ads. It's to block these ads everywhere, anywhere that we can, anytime that we can. AdGuard DNS. In addition to that, PF Blocker NG inside pfSense, Pi-hole, uBlock Origin, Brave Browser with Shields. Turn on as much of this stuff as you humanly can and reject advertisements as often as possible. And to those who say, well, Louis, how will content and software be paid for you? By you. You are going to have to pay for what you find valuable. You are going to have to pay for the software and the services and everything else. If you like an artist, fucking buy their album. Don't let Spotify advertise to you 50 billion times a day so that you have the convenience of being able to listen to that song on any device without having to actually load the file onto it for free. Boycott it everywhere you can. I have a YouTube channel with 2 million subscribers. There is a lot of money that I could make on selling out every last one of you. If I start shilling Audible, Raycons, I don't know, some fucking shitty search engine, Nebula. There are so many things that I could shill and sell out if I wanted to convert all of you into money. But I'm not going to do that. Instead of doing that, I'm going to tell you, turn on your ad blocker, not only for everybody else, but for when you watch me as well. It's a universal principle. We either do it or we don't. And if we don't do it now, well, enjoy the future in 2032 when your car is advertising to your relationship counselor because your girlfriend is driving in the left lane 20 below the speed limit and yelling at you about how she should be able to stay there. No, really, that actually happened. I broke up with her. I should have broke up with her way sooner. Way sooner. That's it for today. And as always, I hope we learned something. You know what? I probably shouldn't have recommended relationship counseling. It probably should have recommended driving school. I'll sell myself out. I'll see you in the next one.